I've been thinking a lot lately about hibernation and how this manifests in human beings. So it's really cold where I live. I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's too cold. Right now it's too cold. It's sub-zero. And so genetically I have a lot of Scandinavian heritage on both sides of my family. I'm quite Swedish. And you know, I, human beings are human beings, but nervous systems really are different, and they do have key differences depending on where they developed, where they evolved. It's why African Americans get sickle cell anemia way more, and also they don't get skin cancer hardly as much because of the melanin in their systems, that affects their skin color and how they deal with the sun. Nervous systems are different in respects like that. So when it comes to hibernation, um, if it weren't for caffeine and some of the things that I use to keep me awake, I would be hibernating right now. I don't have anything on my schedule for a few days. I'm in between semesters of school, and I wonder, if this is a genetic thing that I've learned over time, even though there's other people in my family who don't get it so much. But really, I just want to sleep, and I feel like without adding chemicals to my system to make me feel a little bit more normal or like other people, even though I'm alone right now, um, and I would be pretty fine with not being productive because I think I've been incredibly productive with other times in my life, and I likely will be again soon. Um, I, without those chemicals, I would be sleeping and dreaming for long periods of time. Now, one thing is, is this a genetic thing? Is this something learned over time? Because certain cultures have historically lived in places where you had to store up during spring, summer, and fall in order to sit inside and do not much all winter. I feel like I'm totally programmed for that. When it gets cold, there's no reason to go outside. It's dangerous to go outside. It's good to get walks every now and again. But if I go outside, it's not going to be it's not even healthy to do so. It's dangerous to go outside because it's so cold here. And this is by far not the coldest place on earth. Um, Still too cold to go outside. Um, on the other hand, this could be an Enneagram 9 thing. Laziness, ego indolence, like, without an environmental stimulus of other people and other personalities and other kinds of programming like that, other kinds of emotional influences, I might just default to sleeping. And, it's actually quite blissful. There are some people I know who can sleep for an entire day or almost an entire day and get up and feel horrible about it for one reason or another. It could be a mental thing, or feeling like they didn't get anything done, or feeling like just physically bad. And this can happen to me sometimes, but there's a lot of time where I can sleep for a very, very long time, despite having other blocks of time in my life that are ultra productive in my estimation. I can just come back to sleeping for an entire day or a few days, or if I have a week off, sleeping for like that entire time and just feeling like blissful and peaceful. Peaceful is a huge word here. This and also I was watching something last night by a preacher on YouTube that I didn't hate totally, or it didn't irk me totally, about the kingdom of God being the cultivation of peace, joy, and righteousness within yourself. So I've been thinking about, is this right or not to sleep for long periods of time? Is it right and maybe this is a one wing of a nine wing one personality type. Being peaceful, but wondering if it's right. Being peaceful and happy doing nothing except dreaming. Um, but even dreaming itself is doing something if you know how to interpret your dreams, or if you're someone who's in touch with your own dreams, which I am more than I'm not. Uh, so what's the big issue here? I guess I'm wondering why. I'm wondering why other people don't just hibernate all year, or why so many of us in cities where it's cold have adapted to having the same kind of schedule in the summer as in the winter. It seems totally asinine. It seems ridiculous because nature is suggesting that we do something totally different. And a lot of us have seasonal affective disorder and all that. Maybe it's just it's cold and we know we need to hibernate more. We know we need to sleep more, and that's just part of natural rhythms. And we've been spitting in the face of nature for a long time. Thomas Edison was someone who said, um, like, darkness is just an excuse to be lazy. So when he was promoting his light bulbs and staying up, being able to stay up all night because it's not dark anymore, because there's light at nighttime too, that you could just work all the time. Maybe for an extrovert like him, it was all right, but I think we've done a lot of as human beings to deny nature in that sense. So I don't think it's chemically possible that I fall back asleep incredibly soon. But sleep, sleep is important. Sleep is probably more important than you think.